Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I'm really excited to share with you AI components in ArcGIS, and I'm specifically talking about ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript, which was released in beta in February 2026. I'd like to really show you how you're gonna be able to configure your own assistants, your own agents, and to work with your own data in a very smooth user experience. Now, all what you need to work with this is some JavaScript experience. Let's get started. Let's jump to my screen and see how this works. First, this is going to be a component that you're going to be able to utilize with your own custom apps. There's a little bit of welcome screen. I'm going to jump to the introduction, and really what I want to highlight there is we've got the ArcGIS AI components and we're going to be using the assistants. There's going to be two built-in assistants to start with, a navigation assistant and a data explorer assistant that you can utilize. But on top of that, you can also create your custom agents, and you might see these down here. So with no further ado, let's change screen and go into VS Code. You see that I'm utilizing the ArcGIS assistant in there. And if I scroll into my app, I'm gonna actually just search for ArcGIS assistant, and you can see I'm calling the component there with the custom app. I've got my navigation component and I've got my data exploration agent. Also, if I look into my source code, I've got a create feature layer custom agent that I've pre-created for this workflow. I'm not gonna go through the code, I'm not gonna bore you through that, but what I wanna do is just show you how that works, and it's relatively simple. If you've got npm installed, you've got all the dependencies installed, what we need to do is start a terminal, and in my terminal, I'm already in my project, so this should open up here, and it should be coming in a second. All I need to do is npm run dev here, and this should kick in the process. There we go, it's on my local host, it's an application. Let's see how it looks like. I might need to copy this. That's, I know, not really, it opened, I just needed to go in there. Now, what I want to start with is I've designed this application to do something pretty simple. I'm going to add the web map ID. Note that I have two already in here saved. I'm going to start with one and we're going to jump to the other as we go. You'll be able to customize all of this on your own. So I'm going to click this guy and I'm going to click load map. I should be prompted to sign in to access that web map. And again, this is, as I mentioned, still in dev. So I'm going to sign in to one of my dev users and I'm going to put in the password and click OK. And there we go. We're signed in. The map is loading. And as you can see, it's already, this loading here is loading the embeddings for the map. We're looking at the United States wind turbine location and specification map. Something pretty simple. I'm going to start with this web map, and all I want to do there, well, I want to explore it. So let's just type a simple question in there. How many wind turbines are in California? This should trigger the data exploration agent because I'm asking about data that exists out there. So it's running the request, checking the layer, filtering the results, zooming into California, and giving me a number of these wind turbines. Now, I mentioned that there is a navigation component. Let's try, or a navigation assistant. I want to go to DC, for instance. Navigate me to Washington, DC. And the navigation agent is triggered. I love this. That orchestration works pretty good, and you see the map just moved straight into DC. Now, as I mentioned, I've configured this application to run on different web maps, and all I want to do now is change this web map ID to something actually in Lebanon. I mean, what is a demo for me if I don't demonstrate something in Lebanon, as I originally come from there? So I've got already a map configured, and this data that I'm going to be showing here is trying to grab in the web map ID. Stay with me for a moment. I'm getting a glitch on my other screen. There we go. See? This data that I'm going to be loading, by the way, is a courtesy of the Beirut Urban Lab. I've grabbed all that data from their open portal, from their ArcGIS hub, and I'm utilizing it in here. And notice that as I load a new map, it's generating new embeddings for that map. And what I want to show here, well, I can see that there's building status database, and let's say I'm interested in empty lots. I'm gonna close this guy and I'm gonna go show me empty lots. Simple. Let's keep it that way. It's getting data, doing the same workflow it did before, but now on a complete different layer, complete different map that is coming from in there, filtered the data out, and I can see all the empty lots are filtered in my layer, and I've got 546 empty lots in this data set. Now, the last thing I want to show, and as I mentioned, you can create custom agents, and I've created a simple custom agent for now that creates points, polygons, and polylines. So, as we're in Lebanon, I'm gonna copy a prompt and let's walk through it. Create a point feature layer named Hospitals Lebanon. Well, let's change it. Gardens and Beirut, just for a change, with fields, name, string, capacity of the garden. Let's leave this open date or open hour. And I'll add a comma, closing hour. This is gonna still be an empty feature. I'm just creating it, but I'd like the agent to do that for me. And again, I'm just scratching the surface here. Imagine the amount of things you can do. It detected that I need to run a create feature layer, which is the custom agent we've seen earlier on in my VS Code. It's gonna run this, and it actually did create all of that. Well, let's verify that thing. I'm gonna go to ArcGIS. Online in this use case, I'm again in a dev environment, so I'm gonna go full screen just because I love working in full screen. Click on content. And look here, I've got Gardens Beirut. It's a point feature layer, and I want to verify the fields. As this is loading. Name, capacity, open hour, closing hour. Let's see what are these fields. Date, integer, string. It works. Now you might say, I've created this earlier on. I'm gonna do another thing. Notice that I'm in all my content and there's nothing in here. So I'm gonna copy another prompt that I have, and I'm gonna show you how this can work with different layers. So I'm gonna go in and create a polygon layer called zoning. Let's call it again Beirut. And I'd always like to put the quotations, by the way. So just to help it, I'll put this here with field zone, and let's keep this max height and whatever we've got in there. And I'll ask. Remember, this is just a demonstration. It's not real data at this point. I'm just triggering the agent to create the right feature for me. It's going through the process, will take a couple of seconds, and there we go. Zoning Beirut geometry with a polygon type created. I'm gonna run back, and now if I refresh this page, which I would just click Ctrl R on my keyboard, we should see a new layer in here. Zoning Beirut. Love it. And in there, I can go see it's an empty layer. There's nothing in the data yet. And that's something I want to work on soon, creating another agent that creates, updates, edits data through the chat. We'll wait for this. It will come later, but I can see zone and max height. With that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And this was really helpful to see what's coming. We're still scratching the surface. And I'm really looking forward to more in this. Please let me know if you'd like to see any other stuff, and looking forward for our next connection. Cheers for now. Bye.